Come on, oh, it's right there! Turn the car around. Look at it! Oh my god, they're basically right in it now. Whoa! Oh my god! Go, go, go! Right now you're probably thinking, what the hell is going on and where are you? Well, I'm back in, the bedroom basically. And for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that this is where I started, moved into the kitchen for a while, and now we are back. And yes, I will be working like getting some ring lights and stuff because I realized the lighting is even worse here than it is in the kitchen. So I need to get something, but I tried to make it cozy. This is my girlfriend's what do you call this? Crocheting, I think. She does it sometimes just for fun. This is a Minecraft lab, some labs. I tried to make it cozy at least. So today we're watching two videos. The first one is El Reno, the largest tornado in recorded history. So this is a bit of a debate because I've been suggested this a lot. And apparently this is not an EF5, even though it's the biggest one we've ever seen. But the EF5 measuring scale depends on the amount of destruction it does to like a city or a town or, a community basically. But let's get to the video. And before we start, holy cow, I got lost. Look at this. This one apparently claimed the lives of a few Stormchasers that were really trustworthy. So of course we will pay our respects to them as well, and also to all the victims from tornado. As always, I have a donation link if you want to help out the communities, as we are in peak tornado season right now. But let's get to it. Holy cow, this is it's the biggest one we've seen so far. The only one I can think of other than this one was the other Texas one, the Gerald, Texas tornado. So basically, the Gerald, Texas tornado was the biggest one I've seen so far, but this one is definitely the biggest one.
This is the largest tornado in recorded history, heading straight for Stormchaser.
Is this really like I know you guys hate me for this, but you know when my mind is on something, I need to talk right away. So, this tornado, for me, it almost looks like the Joplin one, where it has like a cloud of rain in front of it almost.
Desperately trying to escape. In just a couple of minutes, this monster would become one of the strongest, most infamous tornadoes in modern history.
Sorry about that.
Monster would become one of the strongest, most infamous tornadoes in modern history.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it's one of those like doomsday tornadoes.
But how did this happen? An EF5 tornado just went through Moore, Oklahoma, leveling multiple neighborhoods. The large Oklahoma...
This was... what was it? A week?
Just
1 week earlier, the Moore tornado in Oklahoma. Holy cow.
Moore, Oklahoma, leveling multiple neighborhoods. The large Oklahoma City metro is left in shock at the devastation. May is an active time for tornadoes in Oklahoma.
I need to see if I'm recording.
But nothing like this could have been predicted. One thing about the weather, though, is that it stops for no one, as the weather system responsible for the EF5.
This is something we've seen as well from some reactions. No, I think Swaggle Studios. I think Swaggle Studios has showed like these, I don't know what it looks like, small brushes, almost hair brushes. But what do these mean? Explain in simple terms.
A tornado fades to the east. A new system follows from behind. Forecasters notice a strong trough on weather models and note it will intensify over central Oklahoma.
I saw something on the news as well here in Sweden, in actually our local newspaper, that Trump, let me know if this is correct, but he's like defunding some weather stuff so that the forecasts, and apparently according to the Swedish newspaper, the forecasts will be worse now. Let me know.
Winds push from a region of high pressure to low pressure. A band of robust winds foster the wind shear needed for storms to form. The summer heat and strong moisture from the Gulf blend in these areas as well, giving the atmosphere every ingredient it would need for supercell thunderstorms. But still, not every supercell is a disaster.
It feels like South Florida. I gotta tell you, I mean, my hands have been sticky all day. There's just a ton of moisture in the atmosphere right now, and a couple of storms that have already begun to fire here. Gonna show them to you. Off to our north here, this is one that's gonna head toward, we believe, Cashin. You can see a well-delineated base to this. So we're gonna have to position ourselves in a way that lets those storms slide by us, where we can kind of avoid the larger hail cores, because they've already put down some big
hail. How does hail form in these ones?
Hundreds, possibly thousands of chasers have chosen today to chase storms. I mean, it was perfect. Right in the middle of Tornado Alley, Summer had just rolled around, and a huge tornado had just occurred in the exact same area, enticing chasers with the prospect of another potential.
So do you storm chasers, because we have a few on this channel, welcome as always, do you guys go around the country to find these storms, or are you basically located in your specific area?
Potentially historic event, with the risk directly situated on central Oklahoma. Storm chasers needed a good place to sit.
So this is a big town, and as far as I know, we don't really see tornadoes in big towns.
And wait, while still avoiding traffic from the huge Oklahoma City. To the west,
Or actually, more is right. It's almost like a suburb to Oklahoma City. Sorry.
of the Oklahoma City
There's El
metro,
Reno.
the town of El Reno presented itself as the perfect target for chasers. I want to take a brief moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. There have been times in my life where I've struggled with severe anxiety. BetterHelp.com/TornadoTRX or choose TornadoTRX during sign up for a special discount on your first month. Now back to the video. With the El Reno area packed with chasers, at 4:30 p.m., a blip
Here we go.
on radar appears, and then a couple more. With the extreme
Here we go. Where are we?
instability
There we
present
are, El
or
Reno.
available energy in the atmosphere, these blips are quickly going to turn into monster supercells.
Holy
Renowned
cow.
storm chaser Tim Samaras tweets about the dangerous
Storms. Oh, sorry.
potential ahead.
Storms now initiating south of Watauga along the triple point. Dangerous stay ahead for Oklahoma. Stay weather savvy.
I want you to please hear my recommendations. When you hear something like this from a storm chaser, listen to them.
Tim is chasing with his group, Twistex, his son,
Twistex.
Paul Samaras, and a close colleague of his named Carl Young.
Okay, we got 3. This is, I'm guessing, a group, Twistex. So we got 2 father and son, and also a friend here.
Accompany him as part of the team. Their goal? Get life-saving data of tornadoes using instruments like pressure probes. In fact, back in 2003, Tim had set the world record for the lowest pressure drop ever recorded. in a
Wow,
tornado,
he's so close
and he
to
was
it.
out there to do it again, risking his life.
He's
for the
so
safety
close
of
to it.
those around him. By 5 p.m.,
What did he do there? What was the cone thing for? Again, explain to a rookie.
many of the cells are spinning and producing massive hail. This would be the start of the storm's dangerous behavior. It's not long until they begin to merge into one giant complex, with the southernmost storm becoming dominant.
There we
This
are.
dominance allows it to tap into atmospheric ingredients more efficiently and spin tighter than the others. Rapid rotation encompasses the base of the storm, and a large wall cloud forms. This wall cloud highlights the mesocyclone of the storm, essentially the portion capable of producing a
Right, okay, so I'm gonna be brutally honest. His English is kind of hard to understand, but I will try to follow along.
tornado.
Wow. Okay, so this is the wall cloud. Is this the one that we saw in Joplin as well, that we had a wall?
South, about 2 miles, and maybe
Wow,
a mile
it's
west of El Reno.
Fascinating. Truly fascinating.
This cloud right here.
At 6:01 p.m., the first report
Wow,
of a tornado appears.
here we go.
When exactly this tornado actually touched down, however, is a little murky, as the actual base of the storm is enormous. Instead of a thin funnel emerging from the spinning clouds, dust began to swirl randomly underneath the entire storm. While
Whoa!
currently weak,
Oh!
it's obvious
Okay, so people thought that it was just going to be like a thin a base, I guess you could say, but it proved to, catch not debris, but like sand and stuff for a large area.
that something big is beneath the entire storm. While currently weak, it's obvious that something big is about to happen. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of when. At 6:03, a small funnel stretches to the ground before
Is
lifting
this the
back
one?
in the air.
No, there. There we go. Funnel, they call it.
Down right behind the trees.
Another small funnel on the ground.
I'm guessing, is this all shot at the same tornado? Because he said that there was a few storm warnings or something along there, but I'm guessing this is the one in El Reno.
We got multiple vortexes.
Vortexes.
Multi-vortexes.
Wow. Wow, look at this cloud.
We're good. We are in a perfect.
This is so beautiful. I'm sorry for pausing a lot, but I just want to say this is so beautiful.
This is our first look at what is called a subvortex. You see, tornadoes are not exactly one single spiral into the air, but rather multiple strong vortices of wind spinning around a common center. Typically, these vortices are so close and similar in strength that they appear as one. But in this storm, the area of rotation is so large and has so much energy.
Didn't know that.
These subvortices appear erratically and discreetly.
That we have
under the
seen.
base. Multiple smaller circulations converge and morph towards one main tornadic circulation, and the entire beast sways around unpredictably.
Wow.
If this isn't already confusing enough, the situation becomes more erratic as multiple instances of twins to even quadruplet tornadoes occur.
Oh,
The
look at
storm
that.
is currently moving at a moderate 20 miles per hour to the southeast.
We're still in. I don't see a lot of like houses and stuff. I see maybe some small communities here. So far, no immense
Remember this number
damage.
for later. To the southeast of the storm, a tornado touring group called Tempest Tours, with multiple visitors, are watching the tornado.
Get out of there.
Mesmerized by it, the group's leaders are unaware of how close the actual tornado is, as the small subvortices dance around in random directions. In fact,
It's time to
the
get out of
edge
there.
The circulation is less than 3 minutes from them.
3
The tour leader
minutes?
is watching the increasingly erratic vortices carefully. He expects to see the tornado moving from left to right, which would indicate the tornado is moving from west to east.
We've learned this. We've learned this. We've learned this. If it isn't moving left to right, it's coming towards you.
Direction
Get out of there, please.
motion. Instead, they see no motion. That's when they realize something terrifying. The tornado is moving directly towards the tour group.
I knew
The
it.
tour leader immediately honks his horn to get the group back in the van. At this moment, they have less than 60 seconds to get out
Please
of the
hurry.
tornado's
Please hurry.
path.
Please hurry. Please hurry. Please hurry. Please hurry. Please hurry. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's right there. Turn the car around. Look at it.
Get in now. Get in now. Get around now. Shut that door.
Oh
Tour group members jump
my
into the vans, and
god.
the combo bombs
What do you think that was that almost like a rookie mistake from the tour leader to realize it that late, or is this a confusing and confusing tornado?
to
Holy
escape the
cow.
tornado's path. Fortunately,
Oh my
they
god.
were able to outrun the vortex, a rare occurrence
Get out of
in
there.
comparison to others. The majority of chasers have positioned themselves to the south of the tornado. This is because, again, the tornado should be moving to the northeast, but because of the sudden southeast motion, they find
Why should it be moved? Oh yeah, I remember now. Tornadoes are basically, they usually have a specific
themselves
movement
scrambling
northeast.
to get out
I'm
of the
guessing.
way of the powerful circulation. Due to the hundreds of chasers, mobility is severely hindered as traffic jams begin to form. The hype caused by the active season has caused a backlog of chasers itching to get as close to the tornado as
Are these all storm chasers? No, it can't be, right?
possible. This is a grave mistake, as that decision, combined with the erratic motion and structure of the tornado, is creating one of the most dangerous environments around a tornado possible. Due east of the tornado at 6:09 p.m., storm chasers Brett Wright and Brandon Sullivan are watching the tornado only 3,000 yards
Oh
away.
my god, these guys. Ooh, now we're coming close to my limits where I'm scared for your life, basically, and I would scream to you, get the F out of there.
Chaotic movement of the subvortices make it difficult to determine the movement of the tornado. But
Okay.
they assume the tornado is headed east to northeast, which would be essentially directly for them. Analyzing the situation.
I just don't get it, why this specific one is confusing. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it that makes this one so confusing to see where it's going?
They
compared to
decided the
other
smartest possible thing
tornadoes.
to do would be to drive south, but this is a freak tornado, and the decision would place them in a deadly
Oh
situation.
no, get out of there.
As winds begin to batter the vehicle.
Oh, we can't see anything. They're basically in it now.
Debris! Coming up! That whole thing's coming up!
Oh my god, they're basically right in it now. Whoa!
Keep going, Andrew. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh my god! Go, go, go!
Watch that.
No!
You may be confused as to why they waited until the tornado was so close to
I
them.
am confused. Holy cow, there's a lot
The
going
same
on.
illusion that almost killed the tour group has struck again, making the motion seem much less direct than usual. The wet roads and gusting winds mean their car is limited to max 40 miles per hour, a speed which is not at all fast enough to escape the massive growing wind field.
Oh
As the
my
strongest
god, that was
inflow
freaking
winds
scary.
feeding into the tornado strike them, a nearby farmhouse is torn apart, pelting their car with debris and
Oh, that
shattering
was
the
the one.
windshield. They are just barely able to keep moving though.
They did
escaping
survive.
the tornado by less than 40 seconds.
Ooh.
At the same moment, exactly 1 mile north of right
That's
inside of it,
the guys, the Twistex guys, the father, son, and the friend.
the Twistex group is turning east onto Reno Road. Right now, the team is trying to get in the path of the intensifying tornado
In
by
the
paralleling
path?
the tornado from the north. Their hope is to outrace it, allowing them to drive south
Do we got an aeropuerto? Do we have a airport here?
ahead of it. As they follow the tornado,
Yeah,
they
airport
no longer
road.
see a collection of subvortices like earlier,
Mm.
but instead a giant wedge.
Wow.
A tornado that's wider than it is tall.
This one is
doesn't mean that
beautiful.
there aren't extreme subvortices though. In fact, they are just hidden inside the dust and debris. The only way to see
Right.
where the subvortices are now would be by actually looking inside the storm, which is precisely what the crew in control of a mobile radar truck are doing. What they
Okay, now he's going too
Sir.
quickly. So
observe is
okay, so these guys are seeing. They can see
Very-
vortexes on this kind of radar. These guys can't see it, so they think. What do they think? Why are they intercepting the
Rare.
tornado here?
for most normal tornadoes.
I'm so fascinated by this. I love this. I really am intrigued by it. The only thing is that it's so confusing. Sorry, had it to take a quick call, but we're back here.
The rotating core of the storm will exact its power into a single point. But here, the mesocyclone is so powerful, multiple distinct rotations are forming within the circulation.
So, how many vortexes is usually in a tornado? And how many is in this one? What makes it so confusing?
The wind speeds and erratic motion are alarming to the people inside the radar truck.
Hmm.
Less than half a mile behind the Twistex crew,
Team
Reed
Dominator.
Timmer and Team
Reed Timmer? Oh, he was around back. When was this? 2013 something? He was around back then as well.
Dominator are also following the tornado. Stormchaser Ray Bohack is filming from within one of the team's 3 storm-chasing vehicles. Dominator 1, he captures the monster in front of them.
My God, it's these tornadoes are powerful when you can't see a thing. Look at it. Where is it?
The massive wedge tornado can be seen in
My
stirrups,
God.
with Team Twistex just up ahead, right next to the tornado.
Ah, okay, so they're so
Unknown to the
close
team,
together.
though, they're in a very dangerous location.
Oh, there we go. That's one. That's one. That's one. Or it is. This one as well. Holy cow. Holy cow.
The radar truck records another vortex form over the El Reno airport. This vortex sweeps just behind the team,
Oh
when suddenly
my God.
another vortex forms.
Oh
further
my
to the
God,
southwest
this is
side of the
scary.
wedge. Within the storm, there are now 3 or more visible vortices rotating around each other. The radar truck crew observes how the formation of these new tornadoes causes some crazy, unpredictable behavior. Here, the main wedge is pulled north. By
Oh,
the
it turns
final
around
vortex,
again?
plunging towards Reno Road, towards the Twistex crew. Inside Twistex's vehicle, Paul Samaras has a video camera and is capturing the encounter. While the footage they recorded is lost, the
of
dialogue
course.
of the 3 crew members has been transcribed. Carl Young urges Tim to continue east to get ahead of the tornado.
We could pass it right now, Tim. It's no problem.
And I'm
Really.
guessing you mean
I
here.
I have a clear shot.
But Tim realizes something's wrong.
We've got debris in the air. That's the problem.
As the wedge curves towards them, the outer bands begin to impact them, pelting the car with debris.
We've got to turn to the north. That's good.
Okay, so it's coming right for them right now.
We're gonna follow it around to the north and get out of here.
They turn north onto Reformatory Road, battling 70-mile-per-hour winds feeding into the tornado.
Ooh, okay, they're
While this
really
is
close
happening,
now.
a
Please get
civilian
out of
named
there.
Richard Henderson is also on Reno Road.
Civilian? Where is he going? Was he a civilian?
While this is happening, a civilian named Richard Henderson
Richard, where are you going? Why are you going in there?
is also on Reno Road, just ahead of Twistex. He had watched the tornado touch down 10 minutes prior, where he had snapped an image of the forming tornado on
Wow.
his cell phone to send to a friend. Before he made
Wow.
a phone call, Henderson says,
I'm having fun. I'm riding around chasing storms.
Oh,
Henderson's friend expressed concern,
You better stop doing that.
but Henderson kept chasing, continuing east on Reno.
one thing we've realized is that No offense to Richard Henderson. I hope he makes it out, of course. But we have realized that to be a storm chaser, you need to be a professional. And I get why his friend was worried. Because the guy who created this video says that Richard is just a civilian, so you don't have the right equipment and maybe the expertise and so on. So I'm scared for Richard right now.
Reno Road. When the tornado made its launch north, Henderson kept pushing eastwards. The friend recalls hearing popping noises as debris hit Henderson's car. Soon, the call went dead. If the wedge keeps going north, both Twistex and Henderson won't just be hit by debris, but be directly struck by the violent tornado. In some miracle, the wedge decides to make a complete loop and begins to head south again. This sudden loop allowed Twist.
What's going on with this tornado? Okay, so we've made how many loops right now? How many up and back and left and right have we done right now? Why is this one so confusing?
To escape north, where they can turn west onto 10th Street to make
Good stuff,
another
Twistex.
attempt at safely intercepting the tornado.
Richard
Their
Henderson,
paths
crazy
now
guy.
deviate slightly to the east, and with this change in path, a change in speed. The tornado is no longer moving at the reasonable 20 miles per hour from the beginning of its life.
Okay.
Now, it's racing eastwards at more than 50 miles per hour.
It almost
The
tripled
chaser
in speed.
east of the tornado now suddenly finds themselves escaping a deadly situation.
Which
There's
one?
a huge issue though. There are now potentially hundreds of chasers clogging the wet dirt roads, making it practically impossible to get
Where are
out of
they?
the way. One chaser who finds himself stuck in the
Where?
chaser traffic jam is Skip Talbot. He's in a group
Skip
of
Talbot.
chasers.
Okay, so
watching the
this
storm
is a chaser traffic jam. Oh my god, this is a very interesting spectacle where the chasers are blocking each other from getting out of there.
approach from the intersection of 15th and Country Club Road. Up until now, dust has obscured the tornado from sight, except when lightning strikes briefly, illuminating the approaching circulation from behind.
Am
But
I recording
even
it?
as the
Yes.
tornado closes, the heavy rain hides the chaotic swirl of vortices from sight. The group stays, waiting to gain a visual on the tornado. After
Okay, they're
all,
staying
the
there.
tornado is still about 2 miles away, but gradually, Talbot notices something unusual. He watches as the rain curves sweep from left to
Wow.
right at increasingly fast speeds. The rain must be
Wow.
rushing around
It's
at
beautiful.
more than 100 miles per hour. This triggers a sudden epiphany. The rain is the tornado. The entire area is starting to gain tornadic winds.
The
group
rain is the tornado.
makes the smart decision to scramble east. As they turn onto 15th Street, they join a bumper-to-bumper line of chasers, all running for their lives. Not everyone in this line is a chaser though. A couple minutes before, local resident Billy O'Neill and his son-in-law Jose Bonilla are watching the approaching tornado.
They're
Bonilla
right in
urges
it.
O'Neill to get into the neighbor's storm cellar,
Ooh.
but he's too claustrophobic. Because of this, the pair decide to try and outrun the tornado in
Oh.
their car. They drive south towards 15th Street, where they see the line of chasers fleeing the approaching funnel. O'Neill stops and waves on the chasers, even as the tornado approaches closer and closer. Eventually,
he's basically
the last
like
car
warning-
passes, and they're able to turn onto 15th Street.
Oh no, he's letting them go by him. He's letting them go by him. Oh
But
wow.
the tornado is moving way too fast. Unfortunately, there's no chance of escape. Ahead
No.
of them, they see a pickup truck turn south onto a dirt road. Inside is the driver, Dustin Heath Bridges,
Okay.
and passenger, Wyatt Mindeman. They have both been caught in the storm whilst heading towards the nearby town of Yukon.
Civilian
O'Neill
again.
follows them in a last-ditch attempt to get out of the tornado's path. It's too late though. Power
No.
lines are brought down
No.
onto Bridges' truck, trapping both cars as
No.
the tornado overtakes
No.
them. Bonilla recalls, all the windows blew out. We started rolling. It was like slow motion. Both cars rolled
Oh
at
my
least
God.
150 yards before they come to a stop, right side up on a completely different road. Bonilla climbs out of their door and hears screaming from Bridges' pickup. He runs over to find Bridges hanging out at the door by his seatbelt.
Richard
Mindeman
Henderson.
is sat with a crushed leg, unable to help
Oh
him.
my
Bonilla
God.
rushes back to O'Neill to get help, but when he arrives, he realizes O'Neill has passed away.
No.
Bonilla grabs a piece of broken glass to cut Bridges free from his seatbelt. Paramedics soon descend on the scene, but when they arrive, Bridges has gone unresponsive.
No.
He and O'Neill are pronounced dead at the
Oh
scene.
my
The first
God, this
death
is horrible.
attributed
The first death. Okay, we've reached the first deaths. I really feel for them, of course, and O'Neill allowed, to my understanding, allowed the storm chasers to go by him. You know, just hurry up, let's get out of here. But it still allowed them to go on. If that's true, it probably did cost him his life, and it's very, very sad to see. Very sad to see.
To the tornado. 1 mile north on Reno Road, there is another line of chasers fleeing eastwards. The last person in this traffic is the previously mentioned Richard
Henderson, the crazy
Henderson
guy.
was able to make ground on the tornado when it looped behind him, but now it's closing on him again.
Okay.
A crowd of vehicles now converge on Highway 81, a major road running north to south. Here, many chasers make a life or death decision.
Okay.
Continue east and hope they can outrun the tornado
Yeah.
on the dirt roads, or turn south
Oh.
onto Highway 81 and hope they can outrun the tornado before it hits them.
Oh,
Skip Talbot
okay.
and Richard Henderson make the decision to continue fleeing east. At
Okay.
the same time, half a mile north of Henderson, a group of chasers from the Weather Channel
This
are
is a new... I think this is a new chaser group.
about to make a different decision. A decision that may be the biggest mistake of their lives. The Weather
No.
Channel team is made up of 3 vehicles. The lead vehicle is driven by Kevin Parrish, which is then followed by a vehicle named the Betsmoke.
I hope they survive again. It's pretty cool, though, to see that Stormchasers, I've learned so much about them. It's just not one car in many cases, of course, if you're an individual Stormchaser. But look at this, the Weather Channel. Maybe they are actually from the news, but I don't know. But they got 3 cars with them. I think that's pretty cool. And also the other guy, forgot his name now, Tim Reed or something like that. The guy with the cool vehicle, the Batmobile of Stormchasers. He also has a small crew with him, which is pretty cool.
Mobile because it is operated by Mike Betts, a Weather Channel reporter. Betts' producer, Austin Anderson, and a cameraman named Brad Reynolds also accompany him. The convoy stops just north of Reno Road,
okay, and
so
this is
Betts can make a live broadcast.
east
as the
or
tornado
south now?
approaches from the southwest.
All right, that's Simon Brewer, one of the storm riders, and I think we're trying to get a hold of Mike Bettis. He's out there in the field. I believe this is the Mike shot here.
That's the tornado hunt team.
Here we go. Look at this.
Hey, Mike, I think he's just now.
Well, he's got a tornado behind him.
Yeah, Mike.
Whoa, what an angle he's got now.
You hear us?
What an angle he's got now. Holy cow.
Guys, that's it. Right there. There's the tornado.
Wow.
We are just now, just north of Union City, south of El Reno, south of I-40. Cops have blocked off 81 at this point, and not letting traffic go southbound because the path of the tornado could come right over top of Union City or pass very close to it. Look at that monster.
Wow.
It's a huge tornado. If you live in Union City, south of El Reno, you have to take shelter. We may actually quickly try to get in our cars and get south of this. That'd be the safest place to do
South,
that. I think
okay,
we have
he's
to go
doing
now
south.
in order to stay ahead of this and not get run over by it. So guys, I think we're gonna get back in our cars. We're gonna try to keep our cameras on top of this, and we're gonna roll just to stay safe, okay? We'll be back with you in just a minute, but huge, violent tornado right now approaching Union City
He's
south.
got some killer footage here. What are he talked about the police officers. What are their roles in the tornado? He said that they blocked off some roads, for instance. What else do they do?
Of El Reno, Oklahoma.
Their decision to drive south seems like a reasonable idea. To their north and west, giant, record-sized hail is falling. Traveling
Oh,
east,
and we've seen hail. They can be huge, and they can be life-threatening as well, like for real. If there's any Europeans watching this, we don't really have that here, but these hails can be
keep
life-threatening.
them in the potential path of the tornado. So booking it south towards clear air is by far the most appealing option.
Okay, so they
Sadly,
don't
once
want to go
again,
back, okay.
Illusions hide the danger they're about to put themselves in. You see, the tornado is so large, it seems like it's barely moving yet again. But again, when a tornado doesn't appear to be moving, usually it's moving towards you. This illusion likely makes the team believe they are directly in the path, prompting the Weather Channel convoy to head south rather than stay put. The truth is, the tornado is now racing due east at 55 miles per hour.
Oh, it's going too
But
fast.
it's not just moving at 55 miles per hour, because as well as this, the tornado's size is expanding
Even
faster
more.
now than any tornado in history.
Even
in less
more.
than 60 seconds. The wind field expands from 1 mile to 2 miles in width.
Oh,
this means
double
the tornado
in size.
is literally expanding towards Highway 81 at 30 miles per hour. Combining these values, the tornado's forward speed is coming directly at them at over 80
Swallow
miles
them.
per hour. As the convoy begins to drive south, they quickly realize their mistake. The rain begins to clear, once again exposing the erratic multi-vortex core.
Oh, wow, we
The
got one
funnel
big
is
one
smaller
here.
in size now,
Holy
but the
cow.
contraction of the core has actually made the winds stronger. Aerial imagery from after the tornado shows the path of scouring the tornado was creating at this time. But even though the funnel is nearly
Are these the tornado tracks? These ones? Really? maybe I'm missing something. But to me, they look like roads almost.
A mile away, the wind field is beginning to cross the highway ahead of them. They pick up speed, traveling south at over 70 miles per hour.
Oh, they're heading
but
right
still,
for the center.
The tornado is outpacing them. Parrish watches as dozens of vortices sweep towards them. It's now less than 300 yards away. Winds into the storm suddenly spike to more than 120 miles per hour.
Oh my God, it's a powerful one.
Into the central divider before
Lifting
sucking
and
into
slamming
the
it.
roadside ditch. Behind him, Beth's filming.
Oh, you see it? Do you see it here? Oh, one more car.
Hold on, brother.
Are these two vortexes here? More cars.
Everybody just go. Just keep it going if you can.
More cars.
Parrish can be seen in the ditch just before the winds of the Betsmobile are smashed in as the core passes directly overhead.
Ooh.
Can everybody duck down? Everybody duck down.
Oh, was that the windshield cracking? No, get out of there.
Bet's camera is ejected from a window upon impact, but continues filming. The Betsmobile can be seen rolling away, with the 3 occupants still inside. To the north,
Okay, so they're still alive as we speak.
tour group
Holy
operated
cow.
by Randy Walton is attempting to navigate through the traffic jam of chasers on Reno Road. Their tour group is about
Oh, it's so tragic that there's a traffic
30
jam.
seconds ahead of Henderson, but instead of continuing east like Henderson, they turn north. 50 seconds later, they
Richard
approach the
Henderson.
intersection of Highway 81 and a road named Reuter Road.
Okay.
At this exact same time, the Twistex crew is now approaching Highway 81. Neither Twistex
Twistex. Oh, we've not seen them for a while. They survived when they were close to the edge. Randy Walton. I can't remember him right now. There's a
nor
lot of
Henderson
names.
are aware of the incredible speeds at which the tornado has expanded eastwards. Tim says,
We're probably gonna have to cross 81 if this road is good, and then try and drop down if we got some viable roads.
they pull up behind a Toyota Yaris. The driver is Stormchaser Dan Robinson.
Okay.
Robinson has a rear dash cam rolling, filming Twistex right behind him.
Okay.
Robinson looks south and also sees the tornado crossing the highway. This convinces him to continue east onto Reuter Road.
Okay.
Twistex decides the same. Randy Walton
Makes sense.
records Robinson's Yaris crossing 81, followed by the Twistex crew's white Chevrolet
Oh,
Cobalt.
they're really crossing with each other at the same
Walton
time.
and his group would have no clue they were recording the last moments of the Twistex crew. Thinking quickly, Walton also decides to turn onto Reuter behind
Okay.
him.
Right on 81.
They're all going together.
Yeah. Copy.
Oh, it's turning eastwards now. I see it.
Go slow. Copy.
Oh my God, you see the clouds up here?
Go to the highway. Go to the highway. Back where we came from and go keep going where we're going. Turn around. 10-4. Turn around. And then we're going to go back the exact same way we were just going.
Okay.
This decision to turn around, without a doubt, saved their lives.
Oh.
The Can and Twistex are continuing down Reuter to the south.
Okay, so they turned in here, but why did they turn around? I missed the detail there. Apparently this is life-saving.
Henderson is still stuck behind the line of chasers on Reno Road.
But that's interesting
After the
because they are so far from the tornado right
powerful
now.
core strikes the Weather Channel convoy. It begins to do something that no chaser was expecting. It begins to move north. The heavy
Again! It moves north again! This is the craziest tornado we've seen!
rain is not only slowing down the line of chasers in front of him, but it's also completely obscuring the tornado.
My
that's rapidly
God,
approaching.
look at
As far
it.
as he's aware, the tornado is still a mile to his south, where he last spotted it. But in an instant, the winds begin to roar and debris begins to pelt his vehicle. There is quite literally no time to react to what's happening, as the tornado roars just behind him, east of the intersection of Alpheldale and Reno roads.
They
His
are right
car
in the
is
middle of
lifted
it.
and flung off the side of the road. He disappears into the darkness. Emily Sutton,
Are we talking about Richard Henderson right now?
chaser just ahead of Robinson, films the core once again.
Oh, it's...
Emily Sutton,
I didn't realize that it was so close. So this is the road the pair just turned back to. This is a new one. We still got Twistex and Dan Robinson
just
there.
ahead of Robinson films the core once again,
Oh
revealing itself.
my
The funnel is
God.
a stovepipe shape, no more than 250 yards wide at its base, but the wind field
I don't
is
see the
still
funnel
growing.
right now.
To the north, Twistex still can't see the tornado. Heavy rain to their south means it's essentially invisible. and determining its
Oh.
motion is impossible. They can only assume it's continuing eastwards.
This thing is moving 40 miles an hour, 30 to 40 miles an hour to the east.
Tim is likely guessing here, as the tornado is much closer and moving much faster. As the rain begins to clear, it's hard to discern what exactly is to their south.
No, I see it. Well, maybe
I didn't see it
I
either.
don't.
Tim looks up the road. Dan Robinson's car is just ahead, and rain bands begin to sweep towards the road. He glances back towards the massive rain, where the funnel is beginning to reveal itself. The air around him grows, quote, eerily calm.
There's no rain here.
Oh.
Actually, I think we're in a bad spot.
Oh.
These are the last words that we verifiably have of the Twistex crew before
They
the
passed
camera
away.
recording cuts off. It had used all of its storage, but at this point, the tornado is 90 seconds away. Robinson's rear dash cam continues to capture
Oh my
the
God.
white Chevy Cobalt. He also begins to realize what's happening.
What is that? What is that? It looks like the
Digital recreation. Okay, so what? That's the
He
Twistex
also
guys.
begins to realize what's happening.
What is that?
Twistex
What
here?
is that?
What is it?
It looks like the tornado.
That's the
Car won't
tornado.
Go! I've got to get out of whatever this is. The car just
Look,
isn't
look,
going.
look, please
Twistex's
go.
Chevy, with less power than Robinson's Toyota, falls
Oh.
behind him.
No.
The rear dash cam captures
No.
the car disappearing from a pair
No.
of headlights to a single speck of light. And soon, the tiny speck of light is extinguished.
No.
The wall of darkness has consumed the road. Oklahoma Highway Patrol Officer Betsy Randolph is nearby and is listening to her radio when she hears a disturbing shout. We're going to die. We're going to die. The
Oh my
transmission
God.
went dead immediately afterwards. It is
No,
believed
poor
that this
guys.
transmission was from the Twistex vehicle as the main circulation overtook their car. By the time Robinson pulls clear of the tornado, it has grown to its full width, an incredible 2.6 miles wide. The rain has fully cleared,
insane.
and now
Look
the inner
at that.
mechanisms of the disgusting monster can be seen.
Holy
Huge
God.
subvortices sweep around at incredible speeds. The mobile radar truck from earlier has
God.
paralleled the tornado to the north on Interstate 40 and is watching the
What happened to the Twistex guys?
tornado approach. As the radar scans the tornado,
God.
they record something incredible. Inside the circulation, wind speeds of 296 miles per hour, the second highest wind speeds
How much is that in kilometers?
ever
But
are measured. Moments later,
Wow.
a satellite tornado arcs around the south side of the main one with a ground speed of 175 miles per hour. This is the highest forward speed ever recorded for a tornado. Within minutes, this tornado has come close to or has broken numerous records. It continues moving northeast, forcing the radar team to begin to flee east on I-40.
My
But
God, I'm
here,
so nervous.
They realize the magnitude of the disaster that is about to unfold. I-40 is a major highway that is packed with civilians and stormchasers alike. An EF5 strength tornado with winds approaching
is this real footage?
300 miles per
Oh
hour
my God.
could kill hundreds. Worse yet, if the tornado continues to track east, it will enter Oklahoma City. Panic begins to ensue in the Oklahoma City metro area. Residents haven't even begun to clean up from the EF5
Right, it was
and
just a
the
more.
week before, and now an even larger storm is closing in on the city. The panic only worsens the mob of cars congesting the interstate. But even when the situation
Oh
seems
my
like it couldn't
God.
get any worse, the
Look
lead
at it.
newscaster for the Metro, Mike Morgan, says this live on air.
Need to be. If you can go south right now, if you don't feel safe, go south. Get out of its way. Reed Timmer is on that. Reed, what do you have?
This dire
Oh,
language
he's calling Reed Timmer.
prompts tens of thousands more to attempt to flee the area towards the south, bringing the area's already heavily congested traffic to a complete standstill.
Okay.
Thousands are now stuck in the path
Oh,
of this
they're just
massive,
waiting.
violent tornado. Its erratic movement means forecasters have no idea what it's about to do next.
Right,
If it
that's the
continues
thing.
Eastward, it will follow
Look at it. That's the thing. We have then it turns around and it goes back. Then now it's back to northeast.
I-40, where
Then it's-
hundreds of cars are stuck. The outcome of a violent tornado hitting this traffic jam could be a death
How close
blow
are we
in
to
the hundreds.
I-40?
The tornado is once again hidden by rain as it approaches I-40.
I'm shaking my leg. I'm so
Subvortices still
nervous.
sweep around the main circulation, one of which swipes a small neighborhood of
Oh,
homes.
poor guy.
Fortunately, the fast-forward speed of the Subvortex spares total destruction of the area. As the
Okay,
tornado
so it was okay. That's different to the gyral one. So this one just because of how fast it was, it just went by without causing complete destruction.
crosses I-40, it loops before heading due east, Following the interstate,
It goes-
hundreds of cars and structures
Changes
are now on the
direction
path.
again.
Beyond the interstate, the densely populated suburbs of the Oklahoma City metro are now in direct sight.
Oof.
It's not long until chaos begins to ensue on the interstate. Numerous 18-wheeler trucks were toppled. People's cars were picked up and rolled, and while many were able to survive, this luck would not last. Maria Martin, her husband, and their 3 children had pulled over their minivan onto the side of the interstate, hoping the tornado would pass by. Only the husband and 2 of the children were still inside the vehicle, injured but alive. Maria and her 17-day-old baby passed away. Just as the core of the tornado inches near the highway, a miracle seems to occur. The circulation begins to become increasingly messy and is weakening. Within a couple of seconds, the tornado would disappear into nothing.
Just that
As
fast.
the storm passes,
Just
law
that
enforcement
fast.
and
Wow.
chasers comb over the damaged
What a week that must have been.
path, racing nightfall to try and help
I'll
those
end my finishing thoughts soon, of
affected
course.
by the tornado. Fortunately, no structures were hit by the strongest winds in the tornado. If they had, EF5 damage could have easily been inflicted and more
Wow.
people could have died. But the real tragedies that occurred during the tornado were in vehicles. Along Highway 81 and I-40, dozens of cars have been flipped or rolled, but so far, no deaths have been reported. Canadian County Sheriff's Deputy Doug Green is one of the people assisting in search and rescue. He drives down Reuter Road when he spies something in a canola patch. He approaches the mangled heap of metal.
Oh
to
my
find the body.
god, look at it. It's hard to describe the sheer power of it. Look at it. It's like a I don't know, it's like when you just hold something, you squeeze it. This is what it looks like.
Of Tim Samaras. By the next morning, the bodies of Paul Samaras and Carl Young
Oh,
will
they-
also be recovered after they are found.
They passed away.
Ejected from the vehicle. Soon, Richard Henderson is also added to the list of
Richard
fatalities
Henderson.
attributed to the tornado, making the official death toll 8.
Oh.
Before today, no tornado had ever killed a Stormchaser, but this one alone had killed 4,
Wow.
including a veteran chase group. Tim Samaras was well respected in the chase community, and although his work involved venturing close to one of the most dangerous places on the surface of the planet, he was regarded as someone who always put safety first. But the record-breaking and erratic nature of this tornado meant that no chaser was safe, and has become
Wow.
a historic footnote in how little we understand about the behavior of tornadoes.
That's the thing. Wow. All right, so first of all, of course, rest in peace to the storm chasers and the civilians. And I really appreciate that this video again highlighted the victims, because it's so important that we mustn't forget these names, and especially, you know, the storm chasers risking their lives to hopefully get the valuable information to the meteorologists, to the news stations, so that they can report and get the people to safety. We saw that Tim Reed, I think the guy is called now, with the Batmobile, as I say it. The news station called him and, you know, asking for recommendations. What do you see? What do you think? This one in specific case was very erratic, so very hard to forecast, of course, but I still think it's good to remember these people's names. This one was scary. It's the biggest one we've seen, and it's the biggest one recorded, and even though it was just an EF3, and we have to be thankful for that it could have been much worse, even though it was so tragic still. And I want you to remember that we're still in peak tornado season, in Tornado Alley, so please be careful now, and hug your loved ones this Sunday, and I hope you have a lovely evening now. So take care, guys, and as always, see you soon.